Oh, wait. There we go. Okay, we are live. Wow, we're at 671 subscribers. That is pretty interesting. Um, let's see. Let's see. Uh, all right. What is up, guys? Okay, Bucs fan for life, crippled 01. What is going on? Hold on. Let me see what's going on here. So making sure everything's set. No Madden today. No Madden today. Didn't feel like doing it. Let me actually see if I can minimize this. Or like take it. Nope, didn't want to do that. What is up, guys? We are doing a live stream and it's wonderful. Hold on. What am I trying to do here? Not that. Okay. What is up, guys? Hubert Janice, what is going on? Yeah, so we're talking about this isn't going to be a long live stream. This is only going to be like a half hour. Because I have work in the morning. But what's up, guys? We got a few people in here. It's not bad. No Madden today. This is literally just us specifically talking about some stuff. So I have some stuff to go through. I do. Okay, so I have notes. Where did I put my notes? Here we go. Okay, so the combine was this past week, right? Or not this past week. The combine was like, part of the combine was today. So let me see. Hold on. I can't squat up. I got work tomorrow. But I'm just doing like a quick live stream for you guys so we can talk about some stuff, okay? Legit Bucs stuff. I know, it's crazy. So, okay, so today Jason Light and Dirk Cutter were on the podium for the combine, right? They, a lot of GMs were on the combine today, and we had a lot of interesting nuggets that I want your guys' opinions about, because I was sitting there and I was at work, and I was checking my phone, checking Twitter and whatnot. I saw a lot of interesting stuff that I wanted to go through with you guys. So first things first, here in my notes is this. So they were talking to Jason Light first, and Jason Light said, like, he had talk with Fitz, but nothing was done yet. And they also talked about, they're like, well, we like what Fitzpatrick's done, but we also like what other quarterbacks have done. We're gonna bring in, we're gonna take a look at all the quarterback situations. Nothing's set in stone with Fitzpatrick yet. Now, in the same day, so today, same day, Ryan Pace, the Bears general manager, got on and said, got on the podium and said, like, we're getting rid of Mike Glennon. That was what was said. He said, like, we're getting rid of Mike Glennon. He's just paying him too much money. He made like $18.5 million to play like in like 3 games or something. So Mike Glennon's out of Chicago. That's confirmed. They also, I think, got rid of Willie Young, which is interesting. But how do you guys feel about the Fitzpatrick versus Mike Glennon backup quarterback debate, I guess you could call it? Who would you rather have between Mike Glennon and Ryan Fitzpatrick? Me personally, I'd probably prefer Glennon. Not just because I have a Glennon jersey over there, but more so because I don't know. I just like him more, I guess. He's younger. He's younger. I mean, honestly, I honestly don't even know what Ryan Fitzpatrick's gonna do yet in terms of like in terms of just overall in terms of like overall league stuff. I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know if he's gonna retire. Dude's pretty old. He could retire and be fine. But me personally, I prefer Glennon. I'm seeing a couple of you guys saying, bring Glennon back. He knows our offense better. He's a better fit for the system. I kind of agree with that. He does. I think he has a stronger arm than Fitzpatrick, in my opinion. Yeah, I see Kaepernick. That's probably not going to happen. I see Fitzpatrick. I like Glennon more. I feel like he could be our backup for longer. Somebody I was talking to about this said, like, well, why don't we just play Ryan Griffin as our backup? And the more I see of Ryan Griffin, the more I think, like, this guy is just never going to be ready to be a backup. And it's weird because, like, they're really sold on Ryan Griffin, like weirdly sold on Ryan Griffin. It's kind of weird, But you know, I personally prefer Mike Glennon back. I think he'd be just younger, a younger option, kind of a more long-termish backup guy. You know, he'd kind of fit that eventual. You know, he could just be like a career backup, and I think I'd be fine with it. You know, kind of like a Chad Henne or a Matt Moore. Like I feel like both of them would be fine if we had to start one. You know, they could win us a couple of games. Ryan Fitzpatrick was 2-1 as a starter. Um, yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick was 2-1 as a starter for us last season, so that's not bad. But I don't know. I think Mike Glennon just has a bigger arm and he can throw it downfield more. Mike Glennon has proven to be okay in some games too, like not bad. So, but personally, I like Mike Glenn just because he's a little bit younger. So that's kind of the first nugget I wanted to ask you guys about. What about Geno Smith? Maybe, but I hear there's mutual interest between. I hear there's mutual interest between Glennon and the Buccaneers. So Glennon maybe wants to come back. He realized that um, he's not cut out to be a starting quarterback. I think the Bucs are going to give him some decent money too if he does come back. So that's pretty interesting in my opinion. But another note here that I read or that I saw was Dirk Cutter wouldn't really address the Jameis Winston and Chris Baker situation. Now for Chris Baker it was just for Chris Baker it was just Chris Baker sucked. But what do you guys think about the whole Jameis Winston suspension thing? Because that's what he kind of wouldn't talk about. He said like, well, it's kind of out of our hands essentially. The NFL's going to do what they need to do. They're going to investigate it. What do you guys think the end result of that's going to be? I was thinking about making a whole video on it, but it seems like it's like kind of ramping up a little bit. Because let's just assume, you know, all of it was true and the Bucs basically have to get rid of Jameis Winston. I think that kind of behavior is unexcusable to a certain degree. Or he's suspended, you know, or he's at least suspended. What do you guys think happens to the quarterback situation, you know? What do you think will happen then, you know? Because, again, like I said, Mike Glennon's a possibility. What if we have to, again, this is literally the worst case scenario for us, but what if we had to flat out get rid of Jameis Winston, you know? We would literally have the biggest need possible right there, you know, like that'd be awful. That'd honestly be the nightmare scenario, you know, where Jason Light literally has to pick another franchise quarterback. You know, you know, like what do you guys? One is, what do you think's gonna come of this whole Jameis Winston? What do you think's gonna come of this whole Jameis Winston Uber driver incident? Do you think anything's gonna come of it? Do you think that Jameis Winston's going to get suspended for it? Do you think, you know, what do you think's going to happen here? Me personally, I don't think anything's going to happen. I think he'll be fine. But if he does get suspended, you know, where do we go from there? You know, for the first month of the season, for the first half of the season, you know, what's going to happen? You know, like I'm curious to hear you guys' answers on that, because honestly, I feel like it's kind of up in the air right now. I feel like we don't know fully what's going to happen yet. There's kind of no clear indication one way or the other. It's interesting. There's a lot of debate here, like a lot of he said, she said type stuff. If Jameis is getting suspended, 1,000,000% Mike Glenn. Oh yeah, we would release him and he would join another team and become absolute beast. Maybe that might happen. Who knows? Again, like that's honestly literally the worst case scenario. I honestly hope that doesn't happen, because we need a franchise quarterback. But like, you know, if he did do something, well, you know, like it's not very good. But I just want you guys' opinions on that, because I don't know. I don't have a full understanding of the situation. I don't know what could happen. It seems like Jason Light also is just kind of like, it's out of our hands, you know. That's just another point of discussion I wanted to bring up with you guys to get your opinions of it, you know, like what yeah, suspension might be a thing. What's up, Bucs man? Suspension might be a thing, flat out releasing him, but I honestly don't see that happening. Like I just don't see that happening. I bet Dirk Cutter wants him suspended and wants a different quarterback in there. Yeah, that's an interesting That's an interesting thing, you know, the whole dirt cutter Jameis Winston thing. It's kind of getting strained, isn't it? But another thing I wanted to talk about here was couple more notes here was that, you know, Jason Light says the team played hard for Dirk, that Jameis Winston's shoulder affected his play, and that Doug's production just didn't match the pay. And that all makes sense to me. You didn't miss much. We haven't been talking about a whole. We've just been talking about some stuff today, or you know, this is no Madden, just talking. So Jameis Winston's shoulder affected his play. That makes sense. He says that the team played hard for Dirk, which yeah, I believe that. I do believe that. And then another note was, let me actually see here. Doug's production matches pay. So that's nothing new. Like obviously, yeah, Doug Martin's production did not match his pay at all. Where do you guys think that Doug Martin's actually going to go now that he's gone from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Where do you think he's going to end up? Obviously, he wasn't producing that well. Injuries were a problem. He was getting dinged up here left and right, you know, missing handfuls of games. You know, like it's just been it's been interesting. What's up, JD? Yeah, where do you guys think Doug Martin's gonna go? And then on like the note of Jameis Winston's shoulder injury affecting his play, do you think that the Bucs were right to play him while he was injured? You know, because obviously, like we said, his shoulder was affecting his play. So do you think that they should have just sat him out for the rest of the season? Because honestly, we all knew it wasn't really worth it. But do you think that they should have played him to develop him more? They should have sat him and said like, hey, don't further injure your shoulder. What's your guys' opinions on that? And then I guess finally, you know, what was the final note here I had was oh yeah, the team played hard for Dirk, but we all kind of suspected that. I mean, I suspected that towards the end, but not towards the middle of the season. Like, do you guys think the team was playing hard for Dirk, like in the middle of the season ish, like when they were going on that losing streak? Do you think that they were still playing hard or no? Because I know the last couple of games they were, but that middle portion just kind of felt like bleh, you know, like I wasn't that high up on that, but who knows. But yeah, Bucs, man, you haven't missed much. If Jameis Winston gets suspended, we get a new QB. I'm gonna have to update my video on Jameis. Crap, yeah, man, that's how it goes. Dougie's going to the Pats. Yeah, honestly, Doug could go to the Patriots, and that wouldn't surprise me at all. I wanted John Gruden. Yeah, John Gruden roasted the Bucs today. He roasted the Bucs today. What was it? John Gruden said like, "Oh, when were you done coaching? Like, when were you done with the Buccaneers?" And he said like, "Oh, when they fired me." And I was like, "Dude, we inducted you into our Hall of Fame, like our Ring of Honor, man. Get Jesus, come on." So screw the Raiders. Like, screw the Raiders. John Gruden broke my heart when he said that, man. That really hurt. That didn't really hurt, but that like it was like, whoa, really? You know, so what's your opinion on the offensive line? Can it be fixed? Wow, that was another point I was gonna have. John Gruden's not worth $10 million a year. Better than Dirk Cutter though. We need to be great. I'm scared that the Bucs are gonna break the Browns' losing streak next year. We gotta win that game, huh? Billy Price, center, Ohio State, second round. Notre Dame guard, first round. I'd be down for that, DJ. I'd be down for that. What's up, Ricky? So what's your opinion on how the O-line can be fixed? Well, Dirk Cutter said on the podium today for the combine, he said like, well, this is a very deep interior offensive line in running back draft class. I kind of agree with the running back part, not so much with the interior offensive lineman. Maybe. Well, that's not true. I would agree with both statements of that. So I would, you know, yeah, I think the draft's probably one of our better options in terms of fixing our interior offensive line, because I think we're set at 3 positions on our offensive line. We're set at left tackle, we're set at right tackle, and we're set at center. I know a lot of people don't like Donovan Smith, but we've got to accept Donovan Smith flat out. So when looking at our interior offensive lineman, our guard position, another thing that Jason Light said was that they're gonna see OJ Sweezy or JR Sweezy, not OJ Sweezy. They're gonna see JR Sweezy, and hopefully he'll be good at OTAs, which means JR Sweezy's not going anywhere. Essentially, he's staying till OTAs. So he's staying. So that's a guard. That's at least one guard that we have, you know, and it'll be interesting to see how they believe that J.R. Sweezy is going to be their starter? Are they going to bring in somebody else? You know, what are they going to do? It's going to be really interesting to see. But what would be a good spot? Yeah, that's how I think that they should fix that offensive line, though, is honestly just do it through the draft. You can get quality offensive linemen in the second round. Look at Marpet and Smith. I mean, Smith not as much, but Marpet's a beast, and he was from a Division III school, I think, in the second round. So honestly, it's not impossible. If you get Quentin Nelson in the first round, that's phenomenal. That's probably our best case scenario for our offensive line, at least. Worst comes to worst, we get some guys in the mid rounds, you know, second, third round, second, third, fourth round. Maybe we get offensive linemen. I wouldn't be mad with that kind of draft at all, honestly, because we need it. Would be a good spot as a replacement for the loss of Baker in the defensive line if we don't re-sign McDonald. Well, I think that we do need to re-sign McDonald pretty badly. Not just because he's a productive player in terms of how he's used, but he's just a really good community and locker room guy. Like, I'm a huge Clinton McDonald fan. Like, I have all the respect and praise for him in the world. Like, I love Clinton McDonald, and I do think they are going to re-sign him, honestly. But in terms of replacing him, it's kind of a weird interior defensive lineman class this year, I believe. It's not that good, if I remember correctly. But I imagine they're going to go to the free agency for that. Which, fun fact, Muhammad Wilkerson was just released today by the New York Jets, so maybe you bring in Muhammad Wilkerson on a cheaper contract and have him play interior line with Gerald McCoy. I think that would be pretty good. I mean, yes, I would be a little bit worried that it would kind of be the same Chris Baker situation. But if you can get him on a cheap deal, I say try it. Maybe not as much as you were paying Baker, but yeah, see, exactly. Let's get that Jets defensive lineman. But we need to trade back for the Bills for both their first rounds, back-to-back picks, so we can get O-line and D-line in the first. That'd be nice. I really feel that O-line is our first priority in the draft because we have a solid defense. It's just the play calling. Maybe so. Mark Walton, third round. All right, what's poppin'? What about Muhammad Wilkerson from the Jets? Yeah. Would like to see Grimes 1 year sign. I would too. Brent Grimes is a really good cornerback. I would say, you know, he's up there. He's up there in age, but he's also up there in talent. Brent Grimes, I want to see come back. Jason Light also said they're not giving up. They're not giving up on Hargraves anytime soon, which is fine. That makes sense to me. That I expected that. I expected them to continue on with Hargraves. But I do think we need to get another cornerback in there. They said that they're not going to tender Judaje Barima, but I really want them to bring him back. And I think they should. Brent Grimes is going to retire. I think he's really thinking about it. I don't think they know yet. What he's gonna do. I don't think Brent even knows what he's gonna do. If Brent retires, then we might have to pick up a Tremaine Johnson or a Malcolm Butler or something. But I think we'll be fine at cornerback. We should get one in the draft, though. In my opinion, is 6th or 7th round guy probably. We got a lot of money to spend, but there's no great free agents. Yeah, Vernon Hargraves III is a nickel corner, can't play outside very well. Do you think Dalton Crossan is the future at running back? No. I think he's just kind of a camp body, which is fine. I'm okay with that. Isaiah Oliver is one of my more favorite corners right now. Yeah, we might pick him up. I think corner is a little bit of an underrated need for this team right now because let's say worst case scenario, Grimes retires. And after Vern and Hargraves, who do we have after that? You have Robert McClain, you have JV and Elliott, maybe, I think, if he's still on a contract, or Robert McClain if he's still on a contract. You have Ryan Smith, which, my goodness, I really am not a fan of. Ryan Smith's a rough one for me. It's hard to support. It's hard sometimes to support Ryan Smith. But, you know, like, our cornerback is kind of an underrated need, you know. So definitely look for them to like maybe pick up a maybe pick up a cornerback or two in free agency. If Grimes retires, then you know that's fine. But really look out for like a Tremaine Johnson or maybe an Aaron Colvin. You know, a lot of people are saying Aaron Colvin or a like a Morris Claiborne. I'd be fine with Morris Claiborne, honestly. What about Isaiah Crowell at running back? Yeah, that could be a thing. I definitely would be okay with Isaiah Crowell running back. We've a lot of people have been saying we kind of have like a crater in terms of a need at running back, and I don't necessarily agree with that. But I do think it's a position that needs to be addressed. I don't think Peyton Barber is going to be your guy. And I want Charles Sims, but Sims is pretty much gone. That's just pretty much written on the wall that Sims is going to go try and find a larger role elsewhere, which is fine. He should. I think he deserves it. Sims is one of those guys who could definitely go and ball out, in my opinion. But after that, you have Peyton Barber and maybe Jaquiz Rogers. That's rough. That's rough. Or no, three. Yeah, three, because you have Dalton, Crossan, you have Sims, and you have Jaquiz Rogers. So it's going to be kind of hard. They do need to bring in a new top guy, like a legitimate top guy. And I really don't want to see a committee, you know. I want to see a three-down back come in and really dominate. Not even dominate, but just kind of take over that room, you know. Who do you believe would be a better pickup, Marcus Davenport or Bradley Chubb? Bradley Chubb, but he might not be there at our pick. However, there's a rumor floating around that the Dolphins might trade up with Jarvis Landry and pick 11. They might trade up to pick 3 with the Colts and take Baker Mayfield. If that happens, then that'll change the entire complexity of this draft, especially for the Bucs, because that means somebody's probably going to drop to us because it's going to be a lot of quarterbacks going, which I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. If we can get an O.J. Nelson, a Saquon Barkley, or a Bradley Chubb, or a Minkah Fitzpatrick to drop to us, that'd be phenomenal. I would love that so much. So, yeah, we just have so many holes on this team. Saquon Barkley is probably going to be the best player in this draft. Yeah, that's fair to say. So, yeah, like holes on this team. You know, you have left guard, right guard. You have running back. I wouldn't say left tackle, but you have left guard, right guard. You know, yeah, you have left guard, right guard, running back. Tight end's fine. The tackles are fine. The center's fine. Wide receiver's fine. Tight end's fine. Quarterback's fine. You have on defense, you have corner, kind of safety, kind of. Safety's not as bad. We're going to ignore safety. We have corner. We have defensive ends. We have left and right defensive ends. Yeah, left end, right end. Defensive tackle, kind of, like depth. That's pretty much it. You have like 7 holes to fill on 22 positions. That's not very good, but I think we'll be fine. Arden Key's underrated. Yeah, Arden Key might get drafted by us. Who knows? Thoughts on Jerick McKinnon? I like him. But I don't think he can be like that dominant back. I think he's kind of more suited for that complement back role. And I don't think he would be a complement to Peyton Barber. If anything, Peyton Barber would be the complement to him, you know. I don't know if Jerick McKinnon can be that 3-down back. I believe he does have a little bit of a fumbling problem. But I don't know. Who knows? He's never really had a chance to shine. I would like Jerick McKinnon on the team. I would. It couldn't hurt. You know, I'd definitely be happy if we could get him on the team. But who knows? I mean, I feel like we maybe shouldn't spend that much money. We should instead draft a running back. I kind of prefer getting a cheaper free agent option and drafting a running back because that'll just be easier. We should get Mike and Quan's contracts done. Yeah, I think we should too. They do need to get done really bad. Like, I hope that's like some of our big moves that we make is re-signing those two, you know, because that'd be huge, and we need to get that done. I wish we had taken Dalvin Cook last year. Kind of, sort of. A lot of people have been wishing that, but we believed in Doug Martin, man. Like, there's nothing we can do about it now. All we can do is just look forward to another deep running back class. You know, we might find another guy who's even better than Dalvin Cook. You know, you honestly don't know. What if we somehow end up with Saquon Barkley, then nobody will wish we had Dalvin Cook, which is fine. You know, which is fine. But yeah, man, it's a lot of stuff. Yeah, Dalvin Cook's injury prone. We need a strong safety. Don't forget that Conti is not the answer because Evan plays free safety. I want to talk about that because there's been a lot of talk lately, not just between the Bucs fans, but even Bucs players have been talking about this. Is Tyrann Mathieu coming to the team? He's guaranteed, I think, like $19 million in 2 weeks. $19 million in 2 weeks. He's guaranteed. So the Cardinals might move on from him, and he honestly might come to the Bucs because Jason Light loves him. The Bucs players love him. A lot of people love Tyrann Mathieu. So would you guys like to see Tyrann Mathieu on the team? Would that be interesting? Would you guys like that? Would you guys not like that? I personally would. I'd like it. I think it'd be great. I think it would be really good, honestly. Like, I have no problems with that. Yes, he's a little bit injury prone, but all in all, I think he's a phenomenal talent. You keep in mind, dude, he used to be one of the best. He used to be one of the top up and coming safeties in the league before he just something happened. I think it was injuries or something. Something derailed him. I can't remember what. Roy, Nani? What is this? That's funny. Oh my gosh. Bucs have a lot of money to spend. They better make it happen. Honestly, like, I'm betting on Earl Thomas getting released. Earl Thomas is another option. Do you trade for Earl Thomas? I don't know. He's a little bit disgruntled. He seems like he's only a 1 year rental because dude might retire at any moment. Sonny Mitchell in the second round, if not Price. Yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah, Bucs have a lot of money. Maybe you trade for Richard Sherman, or maybe you trade for an Earl Thomas. Personally, I'm a Tyrann Mathieu guy. I think Earl Thomas is going to be a little bit too pricey in a trade, but I feel like Tyrann Mathieu won't be that bad. I'd be okay with it. What do you think about Muhammad Wilkerson being released? Again, like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic with a team signing Muhammad Wilkerson because he could easily turn into a Chris Baker where he takes plays off. Now, granted, he was with the New York Jets. Obviously the New York Jets, there's not a lot of motivation there. Maybe if Muhammad Wilkerson goes to another team where he knows he can be dominant, maybe he's really going to try. If he's like, oh, I can actually get into the playoffs, okay, and he dominates. Maybe that's the fire maybe that's the fire that Muhammad Wilkerson needs, is joining a stud like Gerald McCoy, and stuff like that. Bring back Bradley McDougald. Yeah, I like Bradley McDougald. Ben, you calm down. Me and Bradley McDougald share the same birthday. Nick Chubb better than Sonny Mitchell. That's debatable. I don't know. I don't know enough about them yet. I haven't talked to my scout yet about that. But well, yes, he would knock people's teeth out. He is a stud, the Honey Badger. Yeah, I'd be down for that, and I think you could get him at an affordable cost. Now, obviously, the Bucs need a lot of their draft picks, but I feel like you have some players that you can use in a trade. And if you're getting this guy, I didn't say as a starter. No, man. I'd love Bradley McDougald. Make Bradley McDougald a starter. Start Bradley McDougald. He has the same birthday as me. Everybody calm down, okay? Really hope they draft Sonny. Yeah, man. Tyrann Mathieu's my guy. Earl Thomas. I'd be down for some Earl Thomas. You never know. But it's really hard to see what's gonna happen because we do need all of our picks, honestly. Like, we really do. Like, I'm not comfortable giving up any of our picks. Maybe we trade a player for a player, but what kind of player would you give up? I suggested to a coworker of mine today. I said, well, what if they give up Cameron Brate? And he was just like, no, give up Cameron Brate. And I was like, dude, I love Cameron Brate. He's literally my favorite Buccaneer, but they just don't want to use him that much. Like, it's just, I mean, they do use him a lot, but they just don't. I don't know if they don't care about Cameron Brate or what, but like, I don't know. They just, for some reason, they drafted O.J. Howard, and Cameron Brate's kind of pushed aside. It's kind of the same with Adam Humphries. So that is what it is. If we re-sign Simmons and sign Jerick McKinnon, I feel we will have a very solidly line up at running back. Do you agree? Yes and no, because they're both kind of the same guy, so that'd be kind of rough. If only Mark Barron was a good safety and we didn't trade him to the Rams, then we would have two good safeties. Yeah, it's true. That tackle from New England, and put Donovan Smith at right tackle and get rid of DJ. I love DeMar Dodson. Don't mention Brate. Leave him out of this. Yeah, I know, man. I know. It's just hard to say what's gonna go on. But who knows, man? Who knows? I'm sure I'll be making more of these. I just figured I'd update you guys on what's going on. Combine was recently, so, you know. But I'm going to have to end off this live stream here in a second here because I do have to go to sleep. I have work in the morning. But I do hope you guys all enjoyed this quick little live stream. You know, we were just chilling out for half hour. If you guys want to see more of these, just let me know in the chat right now. Just us talking, you know, giving opinions and whatnot. If you want to see more of this, obviously, maybe not on a school night and whatnot, maybe on a weekend. You know, just let me know because I like doing these. I like talking with you guys, you know, different from the whole Madden thing that we do together. But Cameron's my first name. He's got a place in my head. Yeah. Is Chris Conti staying? The big question, probably. But yeah, I'd love to talk more with you guys about this kind of stuff. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Chris Conti has one more year on his deal and he played well. No reason to cut him. Yeah, Chris Conti's gonna stay. But that's it for this live stream, guys. Do more of these? Okay. I would like something like this. I'm down for that, guys. I'm down for that, you know. I'll definitely do these, you know. I think they're fun and, you know, I'll try and fire one up again soon. Yeah. So like this new thing. Yeah. It's fun stuff, man. But I do hope you guys all enjoyed the live stream and as always, I will see you in the next one, but until then, goodbye for now, guys. See ya.